el Rashidi. She's an author and journalist based in Cairo. She joins me from the capital now. Thank you for taking the time out to talk to us. I believe that you witnessed some of this violence. What did you see?
I joined the protests. The protester began in Shobra, a largely Coptic community, and marched towards what has become known as Maspira, where the TV building is. And I was, at a certain point, a couple of hours into the march, suddenly there was a lot of scuffling, and we heard that thugs or a group of people had begun throwing rocks, and at that point, I mean, I saw rocks coming down from the bridge. People began to run, and I tried to. At that point, we were quite close to the TV. Coming around the corner of the TV building, I went around to try and get to there. And it was at that point that a friend and colleague, who saw the armored vehicles come towards the protest and begin to trample over people. I saw them moving. I didn't physically see the cars, the vehicles running, trampling people.
Why do you think that the army is getting, excuse me interrupting you, is getting involved in this time? I mean, what was so striking about the revolution at the early part of the year was that the army really held back. Why do you think they've decided to change tactic and take action now?
I mean, I think it's a combination of factors. I think that, I wouldn't say it's correct to say that the army has changed its stance now, in that I was present at all the Coptic protests, all the Coptic sit-ins that happened since the revolution. And the army dealt right from the beginning very differently with the Coptic protesters and sit-ins than it did elsewhere. When the Copts were in front of had this 12 or 13-day sit-in in front of the TV building back in April and May, the army were very swift to crack down and try and break up their sit-in at 9, 10 o'clock at night. Whereas when it came to Tahrir and other areas, they would always wait till midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I think at this point, on some level, I think that it's a confluence of factors, and I think for the army, they are trying to consolidate their power. And these incidents of disorder and chaos in ways give them the scope and the justification to find a way of consolidating a bit their power and making sort of the changes that they want. For example, reinstating the emergency law, which, as we all know, sort of was never really lifted, but that's one of the lines they're using.
Okay, Yasmine, good to get your thoughts on that. Thank you.